Welcome, Divine. Welcome back. Let's look into the Divine Masculine energy. Or if you're here first, then you check out the Divine Feminine energy. So, we have the 4-point for the Divine Masculine energy. And the Divine Masculine, actually the fourth card, which is what the Divine Masculine is rising and ascending into consciousness about with these 3 points. For this within the physical plane on the earth, the Divine Masculine came out with 2 that the Divine Masculine was determined to hold on to. So that's an interesting twist that we'll go into there. So here we go, going in within the 4-point for the Divine Masculine, is we start out within that temptation. So what's rising up is the Divine Masculine energy is tackling that temptation is rising up into consciousness. That's any type of addictions, self-limiting behaviors, things of that sort. The Divine Masculine energy is addressing it fully. It is rising up into consciousness right there. And you can just really see, just really handling me is what I have going on with the Divine Masculine energy. Not focusing so much on that physical material world and pleasures that's been, pulling the Divine Masculine energy just kind of away into these different areas of being controlled by certain things. And I even get work was supposed to do this, but it has controlled me. This connection to this person was supposed to do this, but it has controlled me. This was supposed to bring me pleasure and fun, but now it's controlled me. All of it's costing me money, and then money is controlling me. So this is beautiful, because what you're recognizing is that the Divine Masculine energy on the earth plane, when I tell you, you guys, you got to understand the Divine Masculine energy is pulling this thing up from the root. That's what I'm getting. Look at all that red with that root chakra. I'm just really pulling it up from the root. And you do have the Divine Feminine energy has pulled, the root. But when you get to that last rooting, and you got to understand these energies, this is work being done for the earth. This is being done for the world. So your Divine Masculine dominance that you're connected to, or the ones that you know, understand. Understand that, the timing of the Divine Masculine energy to really come in and start rising. And this is really rising, and the rising of the Divine Masculine energy, you understand what makes the rise. The rise is the clearing and the releasing of those things that has been holding down. So the rise of the masculine energy is clearing and transmuting the serious stuff on earth. When we talked about back in those previous readings where it was a prediction that the narcissistic traits were being cleared by the Divine Masculine energy, here we are with these addictions and self-limiting behaviors. This comes in as the devil card in traditional tarot. This right here, just really getting that stuff from the root, which is that rooted stuff in that is on the earth plane right now, that has plagued the Divine Feminine energy and plagued the earth. The Divine Masculine energies, the Divine Masculines are coming in against their dominant representation on earth to clear that out, And it is the dominant force. So your Divine Masculines are powerful. Powerful. So understand that if you're dealing with Divine Masculine energy, that there's some type of delay or that there has been hang-ups and before. This is an easy motion. If you're watching this Divine Feminines, it's an easy motion to let go of those connections within this moon energy of how you saw that Divine Masculine before. This is not a weak person. The circumstance that the Divine Masculine energies were put into on the earth put them in positions. It's so interesting because you see this rising, you see this tower, because that, and I said in the last reading that, and when this card came out, I said, oh shoot, oh shoot. Because I said some of you guys are preparing for that the Divine Masculine energies are handling, being in that steady balance for that. Well, look, that's top of the charts for the Divine Masculine energy that is rising up into consciousness, that they are really bringing the towers. They're bringing the towers of the new ideas and the things that have to take place. Because you look over there, and I'm going on over to the Triumph, because that's the same thing that the Divine Feminine energy was starting out with over in that place, and look what's ending in that conscious place of the Divine Masculine energy. Like, it's so cool how this all lines up. Okay, so we go right here and we see the Divine Masculine energy is initiating those towers within the earth. And this is why I get that the Divine Feminine energy has to understand that it's not to interfere with that. Let that happen. Because the Divine Masculine energy is doing that. They're taking down the weak foundations. Why? Because the weak foundations have presented the Divine Masculine energy as weak. And they're like, oh, heck no. Now that I see, I am determined right here to get to the end goal of the Divine Feminines, the Divine Masculines realizing, shoot, that this stuff has controlled me. Like, this addiction was supposed to be cool. This self-limiting behaviors was supposed to be what kind of escaped from responsibility. And they're realizing, and this focus on this physical world and these pleasures was supposed to really align me, to really have this stuff. And they're clearing that out. They're clearing the conscious thought that these things. So it's not just about the physical. They're saying this stuff doesn't make masculine energy. This doesn't make the Divine Masculine. These weak foundations have allowed the Divine Masculine energy to present to be weak on earth. And the Divine Masculines are saying, oh no. And they are focused on getting to the end goal of really putting out those new ideas of the self-control that the Divine Masculine energy has. And really just showing how they're able to persevere and make things happen and be single-minded and come to stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool to see what the Divine Masculine energy is going into. And any of you Divine Masculines, I'm getting here, you don't have to be at this alone. Utilize your resources, because you're pulling up some heavy stuff. So the energy that the Divine Masculine is transmuting, that's how you know that Divine Masculine is powerful. It's root stuff that is dominating the earth, but they are doing it. They are doing it because the reason why they're moving into these motions to have to take care of these things is that we have right here. Because on the earth plane, they're having to stand their ground. They're having to stand their ground. Yeah. They are. Because I'm getting tested and challenged. And they're not going to surrender to control. I'm not going to be controlled by people and things anymore, is what's happening with the Divine Masculine energy, because the Divine Masculine energy is ready to present in this power. Do you see that power? And it's like, look, I'm turning away for this, and I'm realizing, like, this is for the birds, is what I'm getting. And then I'm recognizing, oh, I have seen what makes me powerful, and it is not for me to be attached to these things that I'm saying that makes me look powerful. This stuff is making me look weak. And they are really standing their ground. And when you go over, and now I understand why this had to be attached, because when you see standing your ground, it brings it on home. Why they're having to rise into consciousness and change the conscious thought and really tear down the foundation, the weak foundation. This is why that weak foundation was so strong to come out in the divine feminine energy, is because it had to show that the weak foundation that was created for the divine masculine was to make the divine masculine look tough, but it really has presented a weak appearing divine masculine energy into the earth that has to go. And now we get to see why this had to be attached. This had to be attached because this right here is your fertility, your manifestation, the birth into your new world, which is growth. This is that growth card, and this is also that open heart chakra. So this is saying so much. I'm standing the ground for my growth, for me to be able to grow and be the person that I'm supposed to be. These items of control that the divine masculine energy was in did not allow the divine masculine energy to grow into who the divine masculine energy truly was. They were limiting. The reason why it was self-limiting behaviors is because it limited the divine masculine energy into being the divine masculine. And the divine masculine was like, okay, I thought it was because I was working hard and I was doing these things and I was dedicated to these people and I was doing this stuff for fun and pleasure and this was doing it. But it's like, no, they're recognizing that they are having to stand their ground because these things controlled them and prevented them from growing into who they truly are to manifest the things that they really wanted. Now, even deeper going into this, you see that heart chakra coming out. So that heart chakra is showing that growing also in my internal, my intuitive, my heart way, so I can really know what I'm connected to, so I can really get to my end goals. The divine masculine energy was not connected. It was a weak foundation. They were there, but they weren't connected to that foundation that I'm getting. You see this? You can even see the disconnect of the man within this. So it's like, this isn't together in any way. This is completely disconnected. This is why the divine masculine energy could not get to the end goal, couldn't get to the 7. They could not get there and have those triumphs. This is why that's being happening now. That's raising into consciousness for the divine masculine right along with it. Because it's saying this is the stuff that was preventing the end goal. These controls created this disconnect that would not allow you to get to this because you weren't even connected to the things that you were trying to do. You were connected to and attached to these things that were controlling you. So then this comes in and it's saying, this is the way I go in from my internal intuitive connection, not the outside physical world directing me. People aren't directing me. Things aren't directing me. Substances aren't directing me. That stuff's not directing me. I'm being directed from my internal heart because I'm knowing what I'm really connected to, which is what I'm able to connect to the stuff that I say I want to do. I'm connected to my goals. So what you'll recognize is that many of your divine masculines, those who are in relationship with the divine masculine energy, and you divine masculines watching, you're going to see a show up. A show up and a show out is what I get. Because they are really connecting to stuff now. And they're like, I wasn't connected. I wasn't emotionally connected to it. And it's got to go. And being fully, look at that, determination, those eyes, persevering, having that triumph, that can't take place without having that connection. So they are rising into being able to fully stand their ground, be emotionally connected, have that heart chakra open so they can connect. Many of the things that control the divine masculine energy shut down the heart chakra. Shut it down. All those addictions, shut it down. I'm getting sex addiction, drugs addiction, those narcissistic behaviors, that self-limited, all of that stuff. Focus on this money, focus on this work, focus on the money, focus on the work. All of these things, just shut it down. It was like, shut down my feelings, my emotion, my heart, my what? But they didn't realize they were walking around disconnected. So they were building disconnected. And it's so funny because look, I did that reading right before. Look, I need a picture of it that stays right there, because remember I said, who builds? Solid people. Solid people. Watch the Divine Feminine. Who builds the new earth? Solid people. That's not a solid person. They don't know what they have going on because they're not connected to it. So their exhausting energy has them split all up everywhere. So they've been exhausting energy but can't figure out why they hadn't gotten to what they wanted. That is rising to consciousness for transmutation into what's different. So on the earth plane, the divine masculine energy is able to stand their ground for their growth and be connected to the things that they do in their life, so they can actually have them. They can actually meet goals, they can show up, and they can make it happen. And let me tell you what's so amazing about this card, that there wasn't a let go, because this is for you guys who are in relationship with your DM. And I understand that there's many ranges on this journey, And this right here, this is the Empress in tarot. So the divine masculine energy is handling all of this also to what? On the earth, also stand the ground, to also be aligned with the Empress, which is really beautiful, because you know that in the tarot that the Empress is defined as the divine feminine. So this is also the coming together of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. The divine masculine energy is standing the ground for the divine feminine, because in those motions away from those, the divine masculine energy automatically aligns with the divine feminine. It's just an automatic. So standing the ground and being in that space makes that automatic. When you put this 7 and this 3 together, that puts you at the motion of 10. What is that? The ending and the beginning. So the ending of these motions for the beginning of this as well. So this is representation of so much. And also this card reads fertility. So this is fertility in the growth and that is happening so amazingly in many areas. Absolutely. And we had that prediction way back about those babies, so I can't wait to see how it all happens with that. A few of you guys actually came through and said, that's me, it's me. So I'm sure more and more you are really coming forth in this spring season. Right there with that 3 is really heavy. So it's really happening. It's happening in a lot of ways. This is good. This is good. So we know what motions and what consciousness and that the divine masculine energy is rising into to stand in these positions within the earth plane. So this is what's happening in the energy with the divine masculine. They are taking on some heavy stuff for the earth. Cheer them on, root them on, because they're really having to change their conscious thought conception about all of it. To what? Stand in these places on the earth to say that masculine are to grow. Masculine are not to be controlled by things that many feel masculine need to function. That they don't need to be controlled or defined by things that made them seem weak. It's like, no, the divine masculine energy says they're powerful. And do you see, we're standing right in front of that moon action. So these are motions that are happening right now. So we did see that ball of light in the sky pop up in both of the readings, which is beautiful, that they are letting us know that these are the energies that are taking place on the earth, and why these super full moons had to happen like they have, and why March is so significant. So let it ride. Love that 7. Let it ride. Okay, beautiful. The golden mission. The golden mission is union. Union within self and union with others.